I'm the kind of person that enjoys playing games that I like and enjoys covering games that I like or covering games that are doing really dumb things. I don't care if people tell me I should be or should not be playing a game. I don't care if people tell me I should or should not be friends with a content creator. It's my life. I'm a fully grown-ass man. I make these decisions myself. However, when people tell me something is going on in a community or between communities, I become very interested and subsequently, by extension, want to cover it. In this instance, I'm sure you all know the Ananta versus NTE drama. Ananta players hate NTE players. They think their game's better. NTE players hate Ananta players. They think their game is better. I have been sponsored by both Neverness to Everness and Ananta. 3 times by NTE, 1 time by Ananta. I had fun in both games. I don't think either game is perfect. I think both games have plenty of room for growth and for improvement. That being said, I also think that NTE has, well, I mean, yeah, it has a lot of fans, yeah. I think both games have a lot of fans, and unfortunately, as a direct consequence of growth in each respective community, the combative nature of communities continues to, increase, and the contention between communities also continues to increase. Which game is better in your opinion? I don't think either game is better than the other. I think both games are different enough, and I think both games have the potential to coexist among one another. And that is where I wanted to go with the intro. People seem to be of the weird, distorted belief that only one game can exist. They think only Wuwa or Genshin can exist. They think only, Wuwa or Honkai Star Rail, Wuwa or Zenless. They thought only Arknights or Path to Nowhere could exist. And in this case, they think either NTE or Ananta is going to have to, for whatever reason, destroy the other. They think that Arknights Infield, Azure Promelia, NTE, and Ananta are all going to go head-to-head to destroy the competition, when the reality is all of them are going to appeal to a specific demographic and market, and all of them are going to have their own communities interested in them. There are evidently going to be winners and losers. The winners are probably going to only be marginally more successful than the losers because they all have the potential to be really good, really successful games, but that hasn't stopped the communities from going at each other's throats. And I've actually been the target of this myself because I believe that we should play both games. And I know this is a contentious opinion, because you can only play one or the other, right? You can only play PlayStation or Xbox. You can only enjoy PC or console. You can only play Wuwa or Genshin. I understand. Communities only support you when you support their game, and you cannot support the competition because that makes you the enemy. Thankfully, I built a community, all of you, that, like me, don't give a fuck and are happy playing and covering whatever the hell we want to. And if people don't like that, they just don't watch me. It's that simple. Like, I'm personally of the opinion, I've always been of the opinion, like, I like Genshin, despite what some people think, despite the haters that hate Genshin. I actually think Genshin's a solid game. I hate the predatory business model, but I think Genshin's a solid game. But I think Wuwa's better. I have been told by Ananta players in my NTE videos that NTE sucks, that NTE is terrible, NTE is gonna fail, and that I shouldn't cover NTE because it's not worth it when I could play and cover Ananta. Then in my Ananta videos, the NTE community is complaining and telling me that Ananta's gonna suck, NTE is better, NTE has already had multiple beta tests, it's actually a fully fleshed out game where Ananta's fake, and that I shouldn't cover Ananta because, it's not a gacha now, just done by NetEase, blah, blah, blah. So, both communities are telling me I cannot play the other game. I should not play the other game, and they cannot and will not support content creators or other communities. Now, that isn't to say that the communities themselves are inherently toxic or, terrible, because the Wuwa community, the Genshin community, Hoyo, Kuro, every gacha community is the same way. They tell you you cannot play the other game or they won't watch you, right? That's unfortunately the part of being a content creator, and it's even worse when you're more of a variety content creator that wants to cover multiple different games. But I was directed towards the NTE subreddit because there are people going around on both the Ananta subreddit and the NTE subreddits that are manufacturing drama, that are manufacturing hate and trying to inflame and enrage both communities so they can go into each respective community and accuse each respective community of being toxic and hateful and negative while propping up the other. And it's gotten out of control and is genuinely freaking insane, dude. Insane. Play both games? Exactly. That is the thing. You play both games, dude. I'm gonna be playing both games. I don't give a fuck what people say. I'm going to be playing both games. I think everyone should give both games the benefit of the doubt and try them out. Like, just try them. You gain and lose nothing by trying them out. And if you like both, you have 2 fun new games to play. If you like neither, you move on to something else. If you like one more than the other, then you play that one. It's that simple. Before we go any further, I do want to take a moment here to thank all of my incredible patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel members who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are absolutely phenomenal, and I genuinely cannot thank you all enough for the support. But there are multiple threads going like this one. Some people are trying to provoke, and then here's a prime example of it. NTE is going to be worse than TOF. Honestly, I don't think any gacha game really can be worse than TOF. In terms of launch day, NTE's possibly got it worse than TOF. It's up against GTA 6, Ananta, Enfield, which all of them look and feel superior than this Genshin look urban theme gacha game. I'm gonna be honest, so like NTE looks a lot better than Genshin. I'm gonna say it. Enfield is a completely different kind of game. If anything, Enfield is up against Azure Permelia rather than Ananta or NTE, but by that same logic, Ananta and Enfield are also up against one another. And if NTE can be dethroned by Ananta or Enfield, then Enfield can also be dethroned by Ananta as well, right? So this is technically bad news for every game, not just one game. But for some reason, it's only NTE and Ananta that are being targeted because there are members of the community that are increasingly aggressive and hateful and just continuing to spew this like hateful rhetoric that is enhancing an already very contentious environment right now. Genshin look is just anime, I know. I actually revel in the chaos. It's fun seeing both communities fight. Gives you more stuff to cover. Yeah, it gives me a lot to cover, but at the same time, I'm sitting here looking at these topics and thinking, holy fuck, people are stupid. Genuinely. Like, sure, it gives me great content to cover because I love making fun of idiots online. But at the same time, these communities are trying to thwart the other community. And it's like, it's making them more hateful of the other community. Gatekeeping community works both sides, keeping people you don't want from entering, keeping people from getting away. You want to cast as wide a net as possible, though, because that's how your game becomes successful. They can do posts however much they want. More competition is better for us as consumers. More competition. So I've always been of the opinion that competition breeds innovation, and the more competition there is for something, the more companies and video games are forced to innovate to keep players playing. And, you know, Wuab, ZZZ, they're prime examples of that. You eat the hate and go for a run. I think there's competition, there's tribalism. Yeah, this is very tribalistic. It's like, I mean, so the community is, here specifically is, I mean, evidently notices the rage bait. And then, like, they go a little deeper into detail as to the kind of person that this specific poster is and how they're going to different communities and just lashing out and being hateful. And then there are threads like this made. Some people are trying to provoke, ignore the post. Some people are probably one person with multiple ults. No, it's not one person. If the gacha genre has taught me anything, it's that there are like groups of people that'll thrive on this. So it's definitely multiple people. are trying to incite reactions by bringing up other games, either shitting on them or shilling for it. You see the account is months old and have posts or comments hidden on. You can hide your posts and comments? Holy shit. I had no idea. I don't use Reddit enough to really know this. Just ignore and report them. They're brigading the NTE sub and pushing the agenda to incite toxicity in their community. But again, this is not just NTE. Like, look at this one. After Ananta removed Gacha, I'm all in for NTE now. This person is attacking Ananta and propping up NTE as being vastly superior. So they're going into different communities, just trying to provoke the other community to incite more hate. And it's wild. Like, dude, we are reaching levels of toxicity between communities and games that we didn't think possible. Back when Wuwa and Hoyo, not even Wuwa versus Genshin, but Wuwa versus Star Rail, Wuwa versus Zenless, when they were all, you know, teaming up against Wuwa. Now it's not so much the case. I feel like most ZZZ players are chill with Wuwa players, but people thought it was bad then. This shit now is spreading to entire communities on every major social media platform. It's crazy. It's a dumb cycle, and it's only getting worse. NTE versus Ananta. This is going to spiral rapidly out of control. And unfortunately, I'm sure you've all noticed, especially on social media, especially on Twitter, but when people criticize a game, and this happens on YouTube too, when people criticize a game, the White Knights, the ardent defenders, immediately jump on it to defend it, right? So some guy comes onto Reddit or makes a tweet, Ananta sucks. All the Ananta players are like, oh, we gotta defend our game. So then what do? They attack the game that the person is a fan of, which in this instance is NTE. Then they go to NTE and say NTE sucks, no shit game. And then they just so happen to be a fan of Ananta. Now all the NTE players are attacking Ananta. And then it fosters and grows out of control. Ananta versus NTE is the Genshin versus Wuwa, magnified exponentially. They also shot on Genshin a long time ago. I did too. Like, I made a career. A lot of us content creators made careers out of calling games the Genshin killer. You know, fuck, I don't even know what else we did. Like, we fanned the flames. We definitely did. Like, we're not innocent in this. We definitely engaged in the tribalism too. I think not really like too vigorously, but we definitely did engage in a degree of tribalism, and I think a lot of content creators are definitely partially responsible for how out of control it got. But I mean, you can look at my channel. I haven't done that in like, I don't know how long, man, a year? It's gotten to a point where, yeah, I criticize some games and the dumb shit they do, but I no longer really pit, you know, game against game anymore, just because I don't want to engage in that tribalistic bullshit myself. I defend Genshin, but not against other games, because every game is good in its own way. Yeah, every game has its pros and cons. No game, no studio is infallible. And like, I just, at the end of the day, like, this has gotten so crazy, and like, it's everywhere. Like, I've made tweets about it. I said I was gonna play both games, and I got criticized from saying I was gonna play both games. Like, here's my tweet. By the way, chat, if you have not already, go ahead here and join our Twitter community called the Gacha Hub. This is a brand new Twitter community that is meant for people like you and me, not the toxic tribalistic assholes that are plaguing the internet. This is a community of like-minded degenerates that just want to have fun, enjoy good games, and ultimately cover, you know, the dumb shit that goes on in the genre. Click that link, join the community, join the horde, and the ultimate Twitter gacha community, the Gacha Hub. Now, I made a tweet. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Don't let a community destroy what you love, and don't be afraid to like both games. That is 100% true and accurate. Play what you want. If someone tells you not to play it, fuck them. Their opinion doesn't matter. So I said, I'm going to do the impossible, something none of y'all have ever dreamt of, something so extreme it's going to shatter the very fabric of what you thought was possible and acceptable in society. Next year, I plan on playing both Ananta and Neverness to Everness. I start by ignoring the tribalistic haters and doing whatever the fuck I want. That's what I said. And I had people criticize me for that and tell me that I can't do that, and that I can only play one game, but that I shouldn't do that, and that there are going to be people, content creators, and viewers and players and communities alike that all lash out and attack me for that opinion. That is the state the genre is in right now. You want to play two games that have a bit of an overlap? You better be prepared. Your ass is gonna be red raw. So They should reconsider their life choices. Yeah, exactly. They have channels and videos that get thousands of views for playing games. They wish they had channels that got thousands of views playing games. We'll defend Stix worth our lives, y'all. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. But I mean, let's be real. I have a channel that gets a ton of views when I do videos. And you know what? I cover every single game I want to cover. And you know what? I'm going to continue covering every single game I want to cover. But I just want to point out, this shit is not acceptable. Completely unacceptable. And anyone that is engaging in this kind of brigading and the fabrication of drama, y'all need to find something to do with that extra time, because that shit's just stupid. Like, legit. Market is so bad we can't find jobs and have nothing better to do than rage on the internet, which is sad. But I mean, it doesn't, like, there's nothing stopping you from being nice and a decent human being. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment, so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you're not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.